All right, going to be going live pretty soon. So just testing and making sure everything's all set to go. Officially starting at 11, so hang on, it's almost there. All right, almost time to get started. Hang on, we're going to get started, starting the ride, and I'll let you know what's going on with my channel. Guests will be welcome close to the end. All right. Well, this is a way of resuming the podcast or whatever happened in the game. Things have been going crazy. All sorts of things going on. Members of my family are affected by the shutdown, so I had to go help them quite a bit during the last couple of weeks. So I did replay some older episodes of the podcast, whatever happened to the game. But as of today, I'm going to be first giving an update on what's happening on my channel, and I'll be open to guests after I've gone over the status of my channel and what to expect later on. So I'll put a link to the live stream chat in the description, and without much further ado, let's get started. So what is happening today in the world of gaming? I'm going to go show you right from the source itself. So, all right, share screen, window. We're going to go straight to gaming news. This should be all interesting for a minute. So let's start from the top. Red Dead Redemption update hints at potential launch. New platforms. Well, they're going to have another generation, so they might as well do that. And that's probably the reason why they delayed GTA 6 is just to account for. Hello there, Altrofin. I'm just going over gaming news. I will have the link ready. You can join in a few minutes after I go over what's going on. Dispatch. Not yet. But that sounds like it. Alex, that sounds like a great news item, to be honest. It's on Steam. I could check it out on Steam for a minute. I could check. So, a few minutes, and I will set some things up. So, it's coming to the next generation. Well, it makes sense, I guess, in a certain sense. Changes to aim assist. Well, all I have to say to these developers is if it isn't broke, don't fix it. That is the most common sense statement you can have in the world of technology. If something works at getting it done, like I want to know, okay, why are they saying change the aim assist? I mean, okay, well, the stick problem is an issue with your controller. That's because some controllers are trash. Like they aren't good quality. Telltale is making choices incrementally as you get with each situation, so they can sort of have role playing elements in them. A lot of them do, like Beneath the Steel Sky, for instance. That goes into yeah, but here they're talking about with Call of Duty with the mechanic, and they wanted to fix it. They feel like there's a problem with it. Rotational aim assist. I mean, you have issues with the controller over time, especially PlayStation ones. So far, the Switch one I have hasn't been having issues, but over time, eventually, it reaches the point with the controller where I don't even touch the stick, but it will move for me, and it's annoying. Or sometimes I touch the PlayStation controller stick, and it will keep going without my control. But yeah, the original Perfect Dark and GoldenEye had an aim assist mechanic, so that you could actually, run and gun, as they say. But really, 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 I'm not going to get too far into this, but I don't know. Like some of these things, like a Bethesda update, it's a big joke for me right now because when Bethesda does an update, all the mods are screwed. You have to start getting new mods, basically. Oh, Rockstar, how far you have fallen. So they fired developers. They've been delaying this game publicly, admitted to delaying this game however long, and there's no way that isn't inviting problems. I missed that too. And it really felt that BioShock was that way. It really felt that when they did the third one or Infinite, that it was pretty much done. And it pretty much is, as far as BioShock is concerned. The most we had for BioShock Infinite was DLCs. But even then, it's become very streamlined as a game in terms of the mechanics. By the time you got to Infinite, there's like virtually no real hacking mechanics in BioShock Infinite. But yeah, so many people thought that Mass Effect 3 would be the end of Mass Effect. And, well, I'm not sure. It might just be if BioWare is doing as bad as people say it is. So this is about it. So, bam. We're back. Yeah, Rockstar had better days. I mean, it's funny because in the 2000s, they had the GTA games. So the GTA games were using essentially very basic 3D assets, and they worked. Like you could do just about anything in them: fly a helicopter, fly a plane, drive cars around. And GTA San Andreas went to the point where you could have multiple cities in the same game. And this is early 3D, but it somehow managed to just do so much in one game. Even though some mechanics got a little glitchy, like ragdolling, but it's all right. So, recent video releases, state of the podcast, coming attraction, hang out with guests, and questions and answers. So that should be pretty easy starting here. So 2 longer videos. I finally started making longer videos. It's more of what I wanted to do. I don't like shorts. I don't like making short videos. Eventually, I came to myself to compromise and say, okay, I'll make a series called Castlevania Facts, and I'll combine shorts into a bigger, longer video, which is more of what I like. So as of right now, I have passed 2 hours or 120 episodes, because each of them are around 1 minute long, some a little longer, in Castlevania Facts series. Past 1.2 million views for the channel, and formed 2 new channels, one for music and one for horror clips. So I'm going to go to the homepage and take a look. So, oh, good luck, Alex. If that has to happen, it has to happen. I understand. I understand. So I'm going to be finishing up my channel news and do guests and question and answer real soon. So here it is, new channels. So share window, share window, share window. Yeah. So I have a music channel, dedicated music channel right here. And that's just for making music videos. The algorithm favors videos that are about a narrow set of topics. So I allocated something for making video clips, horror channel, and one that's for making music videos. That's music channel. So music videos, horror clips, right there. Those are my 2 new channels, because as I'm becoming a larger channel, it gets more strict when you're using copyright material. So I move along, and I delegated it into other channels. So I still have my Vampire Hunter D clips. I still have them on this channel, but newer horror clips, due to more strict copyright rules of the larger channel, newer ones, if I ever do them, will be on the horror clip channel. So, and this one has a copy on the music channel because it's music, but it's been a hit so far compared to the other things on my new channel. So this is it. So what has happened in the year so far, and this is almost, we have Mysteries of Castlevania, reviewed Super Metroid, reviewed the golden age of role-playing games. That was a pretty fun set of 3 to go into. And whatever happened to Mad Max and Mad Max 2. Coming up next, favorite horror games, game reviews from Legend of Zelda, game reviews from Castlevania, taking a look at horror films, reviewing Cowboy Bebop, reviewing Trigun. So that's going to be a busy next year on the podcast. So here we are, guest Q&A, and I'm going to send a link in the chat, and you guys can join if you feel like you want to do so. There we go. But more or less, some of what I'm thinking of doing, I have some pictures here, more or less. So I'm going to go and talk about some of what's coming up here. So
cocktails, perfectly mixed. Cut water. Open the bar.
All right. All right, all right, all right. So, I also talked about a more, rather, somewhat obscure game. I'm going to go into this Jet Force Gemini. I'm going to have fun with the chat on that one. Force Gemini. Hi.
Hello there.
Nice of you to join. How are you doing, Altrofin? How is it on the other side of the world?
Well, pretty cold actually. I mean, it is sunny outside, but
Yes.
it is with a sharp tooth. And when I say this in Romania, that means it's like cold. I mean, maximum degrees here is like 11 to 12 Celsius.
Yeah. It's similar out here. I'm in the other Sylvania, known as Pennsylvania. And no, it happens to be a coincidence. I didn't have that in mind when I started this new YouTube channel. Then I realized, wait, I'm in Pennsylvania and I'm saying Transylvania, Pennsylvania.
It's just a coincidence that Transylvania, Pennsylvania. I don't know. Next year we could have a new Vania.
yeah. I hope so. So far, Konami's a letdown. They're mostly just re-releasing what they already have. I did an earlier episode of this podcast where we were just talking about what do we think the 3D collection would look like when they finally do it. I mean, there aren't that many that haven't been. We have Legends. We have, again, the 3D ones, which would be 64 and Legacy of Darkness and Lament of Innocence, Curse of Darkness. And that's medium, I guess, because Dominus Collection was 3. And let's see, Advance.
Castlevania Collections was more like 5 games and extra
Right.
and there were extra games, but they were like only in Japanese language, which the difference in between the games are not much of a difference. Well, technically there is one, if I may give you an example.
Go ahead.
The first Castlevania game, for example, for the Nintendo NES and Famicom, um, the English version of the game has no difficulties whatsoever. I mean, you basically just press the start button, and you begin your adventure as Simon Belmont directly and try to enter in the castle. But on the Japanese version, if you play the Japanese version, you are allowed to select which difficulty would you prefer to play. Would you like to play the medium difficulty or the easy difficulty, which enhance you extra 40 hard points for you to use your secondary weapon, which you pick up, the axe, or holy water, uh,
Yeah.
the cross that you throw as a boomerang, and
Even worse, we got an even shorter end of the stick if you're out of Japan, because they also had the save at the beginning of a stage.
Yes.
Really? They left us out of that?
Yeah, they kind of left it out with that kind of thing. Honestly, I got no clue. To be fair, I never played the Japanese version of the game because I consider myself that games that are, whether it's English or Japanese, they're the same. They have the same feature. They have the same content.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that really did not really answer my question with the first Castlevania game. But
Right.
that's only the first game. The rest of the games are the same. Only when it comes to Japanese, they have different titles.
Right.
They have different
Right.
titles and different animation for Super Castlevania 4 on the
Yeah,
SNES.
they did, because part of it was Dan Heitberg, who was the senior vice president for Konami in North America. He wanted to avoid creating controversy by saying there's demons or Satan, and it's weird to me because they had Dracula movies that talked about the devil and things that could be I mean, the Satanic Panic doesn't make much sense. Don't ask me to make sense, even though I'm in the country where that happened.
I'm
So
not
they called
saying
it.
I'm
So
not
they
saying
didn't
because even I
literally
don't have
translate.
any.
I'm just saying that they changed words in the North American release on purpose. Like it
Yeah,
didn't literally translate from Demon Castle Dracula, which is Akumajo Dracula. They called it Castlevania for that reason.
they, exactly. I mean, basically, we're talking about Dracula that lived in the castle. We're talking about the legendary Vlad Tepes or anyone else who took the role of Dracula, like the one that the modern games of Castlevania, the Lords of Shadows, which was Gabriel Belmont, that he
Right.
was the light warrior, and unfortunately, when he defeated the Lords of Shadows, it was too late for him because it's too late for him to know that once you defeat a Lord of Shadow, you become the Lords of Shadow
Right.
yourself.
And there was also the part where which is interesting that I felt for when they did the first Lords of Shadow with the DLC, was that they said that there's actually a creature or a demonic entity behind why the castle is alive, the Forgotten One. Of course, they had the
Mhm.
Forgotten One originally in Lament of Innocence, but in Lords of Shadow, it's the actual essence that makes the castle alive. And I felt that was an interesting alternate concept that they used in Lords of Shadow, which, I was disappointed with the later ones, but I thought it was an interesting concept when I played the first one through.
It was an interesting one, to be fair. I mean, I wanted to understand the full story of the Belmont's history, but because to be fair, just playing only with Simon Belmont on the NES or Super SNES and Trevor Belmont is not really a history book. To be fair, I mean, in order
No,
to understand the history of Belmont, you need to, well, not just read the book, but try to understand what they were living for, what they were trying to do.
right,
And that is why the Lords of Shadows has been created. But to be fair, the Mirror of Fate, I did not like how they began with the game. I mean, okay, sure, they started with the pre-prologue, what happened with Gabriel Belmont before he had to say goodbye and everything like that. Okay, I understand that, but why start with Simon instead of actually starting with the first son who actually failed to destroy Dracula, and I'm talking about Trevor.
right.
Why
The
not?
other Trevor,
Why?
right,
Why not start with him? Why not start? Why not first things first? Let's start with Trevor Belmont because he's the first in line, and then afterwards we continue on the process with Simon, and then when we reach and knock the door. Okay, let's not say knock the door, but okay,
no,
we
oh yeah,
face
I
we
understand.
face Dracula. We face Dracula, and then afterwards we go back in time, boop, 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 and we play as Trevor again. Only we're not playing actually as Trevor. We're playing as Alucard. And then
Well, right, that
and
was the
then
other
and,
twist.
and then end of story. Because seriously, that should have been the order for the game, how it should be played. But
Right,
no, they mixed it up. In my
right.
opinion, I think that was a mixed up.
Well, part of it was to be fair, they didn't know how well the first game would sell. I mean, they didn't know it would be multiple millions when they first sold it. This is, coming out in the video game renaissance, because we had the 83 was when they crashed. The consoles crashed anyways. PC did okay for
Right.
what it had, but the console games notoriously, especially in North America, the consoles just sold poorly. You had more than a dozen different consoles. Each console had its own library of games, and the sales just weren't good enough.
Yeah, that's very true indeed. But that also depends not only it also depends also on the upgrade of the updates of the game that they are trying to make, and
Right,
not just for the games themselves, but for the system of the consoles as
right,
well. Because every time Sony, Xbox, and people who created the game of Castlevania, they always try to find some new updates to add into the games, trying to saying that they
right,
adjust the graphics, adjust the error issues that keeps
right.
coming and crashes your systems. Seriously, I'm not buying that. I mean, if
Well,
you
no,
knew, if you guys knew what was going on with your game itself. Why didn't you try to do something about it? Try to
Right.
fix it.
We're being sold incomplete
Try
games.
to fix it. Try to fix your game before trying to sell
Release
the
it.
product. Try to
Yeah,
release it.
it should be complete on release. And that was the pledge that Nintendo made as part of coming out in this video game renaissance. Is Nintendo said, look, we're giving you complete games. We're giving you a game that works, and we have our seal of quality. But going back to the first one, they didn't know how well. But then when they were making sequels and prequels to the first Castlevania, they realized, oh, the first game is a success. So what are we going to do to follow up with it and continue cashing in? That's when they came into this hard thing after Simon's Quest and figured, okay, where are we going to go? And it gets even worse because if you weren't in Japan, we got the short end of the stick on the game manuals. I mean, I like game manuals for checking out the artwork. I like them for reading the little stories they have in there for, say,
what's inside. What are you
yeah,
expecting? What
right.
must you expect the unexpected?
Yeah. I just
Because
liked game manuals growing up.
it's like what the Dracula always asks himself the question: what is a man but another
Right.
pile of secrets?
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because I'm going to actually even show this because this site, Castlevania Crypt, has the original manuals in Japanese. So you can see like what you got left out of. It's insane. So I'm actually going to get there. Here, like Castlevania Crypt, original game manuals. You can go Dracula's Curse, logos, Castlevania games. No. I don't want to see that. But Simon's Quest. I can open this and see
Right.
all the original manuals. So the one I got in North America was only a few pages. That's it. But
Right.
the one I got in Japan is more than a dozen pages. And this is the translated text right here in English. So, but
Yeah.
you didn't get this text at all in the North American manual at all.
No.
But you can see the original manual, like the original manual in Japanese, is longer than the one we got.
Right.
Actually, I was wrong. It's 26 pages, but the North
26.
American one
Yeah.
is half of that, and it's basically just saying the controls. But
It's basically just saying the controls, and that's pretty much it. But the rest in Japan, it shows you exactly what you're expecting, and it gives you some secrets and hints on how to beat the bosses.
it does, yeah. It even has the story, and that's because I was wondering growing up because I only read the North American manual, so I had no idea that all the other details, like this happens on the night before Easter, but that's in the Japanese manual. That's not in the one you got in North America.
No, obviously. I mean, to be fair, like here in my country, when it comes to like consoles like
No
NES like
problem.
that, they
Take a rest, Belleville.
only just sell just the cartridge. They never bothered to sell the
The booklet.
instructions, the booklet or something like that because uh they never I don't think they ever try to acquire the instruction booklets because people are saying, dude, what instructions do you need? All you just do is just put the cartridge in, you will have your control, you have two buttons, directional buttons, you play, that's that. No, it's not like that. It's not
No,
like that. It's
Legend of
not
Zelda
like
is
that.
not like that. At
Legend
least Legend
legend
of Zelda has the instruction booklet with the
exactly.
story, and you got it in the North American version. Like,
Exactly. It's basically exactly. I mean, come on. Legends of Zelda has instructions. Super Mario, I bet you whatever you want that has instructions. You're telling me that the only instructions you don't want to put instructions into the sales because all you gotta do is just plug it in and you hold your controller. You got two buttons and that's that. You play. No,
I
you
wonder how
need
much of it
you.
had to do with not getting the Famicom as
Yeah,
much and elsewhere.
I don't know. I'll
I
be
mean, the
honest.
Famicom was a floppy disk. It was a floppy disk PC, but you used the television for the display.
But
And
it used the TV for the display, but that's it. But to be fair, we never had Famicom. I mean, the only popular consoles were is just Nintendo, NES, Super, and Sega Genesis.
I mean, I'm
Back
not surprised.
back in the
From
days,
what I
because
read here, when I read about Europe, it was mainly PC for a long time.
yeah, well, PC, but there were no games back then until years later, like a little bit
Right.
more than early 2000s. I
It
mean,
was it was in the
possibly,
80s that they started the floppy disk games for PC were getting
yeah,
popular in North America. Then there came
ye-
a CD-ROM in the 90s. I think
yeah,
92 or 93.
somewhere around there, I think.
I know it was during DOS that the CD-ROM
It was
games
on.
took
It was,
over.
exactly. It was during the MS DOS back in the days. But like I said, games like that are telling me no instructions. Then, dude, you have no idea how to make merchandises or how to sell your product.
No, you don't.
Because people will ask, "How am I supposed to beat this game? I need some help. I need some instructions, a hint or something." But
Yeah.
you guys just giving me the game and you say, "Here's the game. You're on your own."
I don't know. I can't imagine playing Double Dragon without the book.
Oh, my friend, please don't let me start with the Double Dragon, please. Double Dragon free on the Nintendo NES, hard ass core game. I'm sorry, but it is. I can't even beat the first level or even the first boss.
I mean, the mechanics are well. It's kind of broken because you're using absolutely flat characters up and down, right and left, and it was really early for a beat 'em up game. But they tried.
They tried, but they should have input some difficulties into the game. Seriously, I mean, it wouldn't kill anyone if you would like to put three difficulties: easy, medium, or hard. Because seriously, because I think it was on super hard difficulty as soon as I booted up. Seriously,
Yeah, it
I
only had one.
that's what I'm thinking. And 3 lives, and my health bar decreases immediately as soon as I get 2 hits. Oh my god, I lost half. Really? What kind of a game do you guys create? You did well with Double Dragon 1. Great job with Double Dragon 2. But Double
The
Dragon 3,
Dragon 3.
you guys is the wrong guy. That uh,
uh,
that is a major flaw.
oh my. Yeah, and coming up later, I'll be talking about they called it Castlevania, but I call it Castlevania 64 because I'm supposed to distinguish this from from the original.
Right.
But I feel that 64, going into what the 3D collection could be, I feel that 64 was one of those times where they came close to how the original 2D side-scrolling ones were while being in 3D.
Hmm. Well, to be fair, I got no comments on the Castlevania 64 because honestly, I never touched a Nintendo 64 or any other games from that matter.
I mean, I had very few from that time. The reason why I did was because of Nintendo Switch, because there are
Right.
more and more Nintendo 64 games that you can play on a Switch controller, which I like the Switch controller setup. It's closer to what I'd get for an Xbox controller setup.
Right.
2 joysticks and the 4 buttons on the side and the trigger buttons. So I can only imagine how someone must have been playing though with the Nintendo 64 controller.
From what I saw in the photos, I can pretty imagine that it was a bit complex how to handle a Nintendo 64 controller because you only have on the left side you have the directional buttons, on the right side you have the action buttons, what you have to do, and in the middle, and I repeat middle, one analog stick.
Right, one analog stick.
I
You had
mean,
the you had the yellow C stick, but it's a little
yeah,
annoying.
but it's
Yeah,
annoying.
yeah. Like Albellia, there were so many interesting things they played around with on the 64. They experimented with, such as say GoldenEye or Battle Tanks. I really liked the Battle Tanks game. I mean, it's a kid. It's like you're a child playing with tanks, but it was the control worked on that.
There was also an experiment. A friend of mine told me about this years ago that he had Star Wars pod racing on the
Yeah,
Nintendo 64,
yeah,
and he was also they were also experimenting on that one as well, and there was some issues on that part as well.
yeah. There were a number of glitches on that game. I tried the PC version of it, but there are like clipping glitches where you're supposed to get crashed into the wall, but somehow you like part of your racer goes through it. But it's kind of where you have to try to find the glitches. It's in
It,
certain maps.
yeah, exactly. It's like they're making us the buyers to do the producer's job for us to find the bugs and all that. Like,
Well, that's a
really?
lot with today's games. A lot of our games are just incomplete at launch. I'm not kidding. That's not an
I I
exaggeration.
I believe you. I believe you because uh I had to experience. I mean, every time when I buy a new game, I want to test it out and see how the game works before I want to start streaming, for example.
Oh yeah,
And okay, I played it for a bit, 10 minutes, works okay, no bugs, no games, no crash or something like that. So that means I'm all set up and ready to go and do my thing and stream it. But then during the session, here comes the boom. Crash. Game froze. My entire thing.
yeah,
Everything went to hell. And believe me, it would not be the first time that's happening like that.
yeah. Oh yeah,
So yeah, I know exactly what you mean. When it comes to incomplete games, I mean, once you launch, you expected that it's fully polished and that you should be okay and that you should be able to also play even multiplayer online, which is not.
right. That's the big thing about the. That's what they're doing with Halo on PlayStation. They only when they launch it, it will only have the team up or cooperative gameplay. That's it.
Yeah, wouldn't be the
Like
first.
I mean, I and it's I mean, four-player cooperative gameplay is a crowd for Halo. I mean, with if it's two, you and one other person, that's fine. But four four of
When it
you,
when it comes to four people, that's the big issue. I mean, even on the Master Chief Collection, it was a big issue as well. Not only just on the consoles, but also for the PC.
yeah. I mean, I just felt that two was good enough. Beyond that's a crowd because you have players who have more intelligence than the AI of the enemies in the game do, and then how difficult is it supposed to be when there's four of you?
Well, I cannot say that it's difficult when it comes to four people. I mean, okay, four people, it's enough because you can like split up, go two teams go to the left, two teams go to the right, and stuff like that. But it's not just about the team, it's also about the connection of the game themselves because even
Right.
the because no matter on which country you are or whatever distance it is, the lag spikes always comes will always
Oh
be
yeah.
in your way because you can never get rid of it
No.
unless
Unless you play in
you
the same room on the console, which is what I did growing up. Like Halo was so
or
popular, we played in the same room for Halo 2 or 3.
or
But
or reduce or also if I may say reduce the number of players
yeah, that lags it when there's too many.
because that also happens.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, it's going up here. So this is more or less what's coming up next. I'm going to be talking, and Altrofin, it's nice of you to stop by and join this, and you're welcome to join these later episodes. I'll have them in the Discord. But later we'll be talking about Doom 3 or Castlevania 64. If not, that's fine, but that's upcoming. And other ones, hey, I have it in here in the discussion, in the live chat. If you have suggestions, drop them in.
I
I've thought about it.
I already just dropped it already, my vote. And sure, yeah, anytime. I mean, anytime if you wanna do this kind of stuff, and if you want to talk about it, I mean, sure, I'm up for it anytime.
All right, yeah, Albel will be here if he's feeling better, so you'll have 3 of us if it goes well.
Hey, it doesn't matter. I mean, as long as we get to hang around, and talk about this kind of stuff that we love, that we enjoy when it comes to games like that. I mean, I'm up for anything. I mean, seriously, because I got nothing to hide when it comes to games. But
the whole reason why I came up with this, because I realized there's so many games that we can get in this day and age. We have such a huge back catalog, so why not talk about it? Why not mention it to other people who know?
Exactly. I mean, I don't see why not. It's like I said on the chat, Rockstar was a legend and it had better days. But now look how the mighty have fallen. I mean,
I don't feel even Dan Houser is quite as good as he used to be.
No,
I don't think he has as much spark as he used to. Like, he did better and had more. He wrote better back when it was GTA 4 or San Andreas, and GTA 5 not so much.
I mean, they had a good job. They had a good start. Seriously, they had a good start with the early GTAs and everything, even Max Payne series. But ever since they did a terrible job with remastering the versions of GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, and also saying that they're canceling GTA 6 again, instead of coming in the next year the summer, it's coming in the next year the fall, and then afterwards they're going to say, oh no, we're going to delay it for another 2 or 3 more years.
I mean, that they're delaying it for the next generation of Xbox and PlayStation at this point. They should just say it. I mean, we know it.
They can delay it all they want, but when it comes to next PlayStation or Xbox, I really have my doubts that people are going to get it, because let's be honest, they already fooled enough people with their PlayStation 5 and trying to convince people that, okay, you can play PS4 games on your PS5. Okay, that worked. But why couldn't you make the PS4 games to work with all the games from PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3?
Yeah. Exactly. Like, they used backwards compatibility has been better for the earlier PlayStations. PS3, you could play PS2 on that.
Yeah, but that was like the first console.
PS2 played PS1. Like, that's how it used to be.
Yeah, but that would like be only with the original CDs. So you cannot be copycats or something like that. But the thing is, they if they want to do something great, they should create a universal console, PlayStation, to make all the games from 1 to 5 work on one console.
Yeah.
Seriously. It won't kill anyone. It's already bad enough that they are forcing people like us to subscribe to PS Plus.
At this point,
in order to play multiplayer online.
You've seen the price tag for the next generation, right? At this point, you might as well just buy PCs. I mean, Microsoft games end up on PC.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked and surprised. Seriously.
I mean, I think Microsoft is going the way of Sega, and I've said it in an earlier short. Like, they're going to go to the point where they don't make consoles; they just make the games.
They just make the games, and that's that. No, seriously. Like I said, in my opinion, if anybody or in the next generation would like to play video games, my suggestions to you, ladies and gentlemen, don't buy any more consoles. It's not worth your time. Get a good get a PC or a gaming laptop, and you're free.
Yeah, the towers alone in North America are $450 US dollars, anyways. Whatever that is in yours.
It won't matter.
Yeah,
It's
that's just the
like I said.
tower. It's cheaper if you just get the tower than get the keyboard, mouse. That's it.
Right. Because why bother? Why bother trying to frustrate yourself with consoles that will require for you to make an account, a paid one, not to mention subscribe
yeah.
to PS Plus or to Nintendo, because
Or
Nintendo is the
EA.
same, or
Epic
EA,
Games.
right? But to be fair, like I said, if you, like I said, my advice: PC or gaming laptop all the way, and that's that. You don't need consoles or anything else. Just Steam account, Epic account, and you're free, and you get to play whatever you want.
All right.
But
So yeah, this is about it. I know we could talk. I have things on my schedule.
We can keep talking like this over and over
forever, but
yeah,
we don't have forever.
we don't have eternity. We're not Draculas, that's for sure.
Yes, not.
But in any case, thank you again for inviting me, and I hope we get to do this again another time as well.
Yeah, I'm setting up the schedule for next week, whenever it works. So thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next week. Albello will hopefully be able to join us in future ones. He's a little sick, under the weather with his voice, so he should get better soon.
No, that's actually my voice. I'm not sick or anything like that.
No, Albello, the other guy, is a guest sometimes.
Sorry, my mistake. I'm sorry.
No, so
okay.
Right.
Anyway, thank you again, and I'll see you next time.
Next time. All right.